guys, thanks so much for tuning in this week to This Georgia Clay. So in this vlog, we have a lot of updates for you guys, as well as we're gonna go over how I made this beautiful table here. So that's pretty much the focus of this particular vlog, is we're gonna do our DIY of my fluted end table that I'm absolutely in love with. And then of course, you guys have already seen it styled, and that was in last week's video. For last week's vlog, it has really grown, and thank you guys so much. I know in that vlog, I said that we were at 4,300 subscribers, and now we're over 4,800 subscribers. So it's not even a full week yet that we've gotten an additional 500 people that have joined This Georgia Clay family. So thank you guys so much and welcome. Also, we have another update that we've gotten our new dining room table or kitchen table. We've also gotten a beautiful light to go over that space as well. This is a sponsored video that we did get the lighting. So we're gonna go over that with you guys. And then also we're gonna have a special discount code so you guys can get either you want the same exact light that we have, or they do have other products on their website as well. So we'll go over that a little bit later on. And then, yeah, so, oh, and at the very end of the video, no peeking, I'm gonna show you our next project that I've done. I'm so proud of it. Was a labor of love, and so I'm gonna show that to you guys. So it's just a little sneak peek of next week's vlog. So let's go ahead and get into it. So if you guys saw last week's vlog, you're aware of my sophisticated measuring. Nothing like 4 buckets to give you that perfect height that you need for your table. So my inspiration was a Studio McGee table that I saw online. She has a collection that you guys are familiar with at Target, and that's Studio McGee by Threshold. But she also has her own line, which is McGee & Co. And it's her line that she has out of Salt Lake City, where she's based from, and then also she has a store in California. But anyhow, I saw that fluted table online, and I really loved it, so that was like my inspiration, but I wasn't willing to pay $540 again for a table that I'm not going to spend a significant amount of time at, and I'm not going to use it on a day-to-day basis. So I decided to go ahead and make my own table. I made mine for $150, and so yeah, I think it was a really good investment. It just took a little bit of time. I mean, you have to put your time into making your own products, but again, I think the end result, I love it that much more rather than purchasing something. So in order for this project, Matt went ahead and made me a little jig. So you'll see that here, and basically it was the perfect measurement that I needed for the dowels, which ended up being about 21 or 22 inches long. I can't remember exactly how long the dowels were, but again, this is all going to be based on how high you want your table. Ultimately, my table ended up being 24 inches tall. So again, you're going to make your dowels based on the height that you want for your table. So you're going to measure the bottom of the table round, and then also where the top of the table is going to meet, and that's exactly how you're going to do your dowels in. So this is going to differ by each person. So after he made that little jig for me, I ended up cutting all of the pieces, and trust me, there were a lot of them. It was about 80 individual dowels that I had to glue on the table. So I'm just putting together my base and seeing exactly how I want to have them laid out, and how far the distance needs to be to make sure that the table is as secured as possible. So with me, I'm always just trying to get to the next step without making sure things are leveled. So Matt gives me the leveler. Anyway, so Matt gave me the level to make sure that it's leveled. And so I put the support beams there, and we just went across. Now with this project, we need a jig, a Craig jig. So if anyone has a Craig jig, you want to send me a Craig jig, email me at thisgeorgiaclay at gmail.com, and so that way I can get a Craig jig. But no, it would have made it a lot easier just to have that Craig so we can do the pocket holes. But again, we used what we had. So in order to create the support, I used 2 24-inch rounds, and then for the support itself, so those 3 wood pieces there, they were 2x3s, and that created the interior support. And then the top, which is the initial round tabletop that I used and stained, that was 36 inches. So it's important to check and make sure that the table is level as you go forward with the project, and just keep checking it as you're going. So once we went ahead and got everything secured on the top and the bottom, and again, this part doesn't have to be pretty because you're gonna stain it, and also you're gonna put the initial top for your tabletop right on top of this, so no one's gonna see that, and then the screws are on the bottom, so you won't see that either. So this part doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be pretty. So once we went ahead and got everything secured, again checking leveling, it was time to go ahead and put those dowels on. Okay, so as I was going this project, it started off fun, but then it started to get very redundant, and it was starting to test your girl's patience. But I kept with it because as I went along, I can see the progression of the project, and it started to look beautiful and it was coming together. Now, Matt did tell me so often to check and make sure that the dowels were level. And so I was just going out. At first I was doing that, but then I was like, oh, it's good. Like, you know, I'll just match this one up to this one and keep going. Well, you shouldn't do that. Keep checking and making sure everything is level and straight, because when I got to the end, I did end up with a little bit of a gap, but it's at the back of the table. No one will ever see the back of the table, but I tried to fill it in as best as I can, so we'll go ahead and show that to you. Black stain in progress, y'all. Okay, so I know some of you might say like, man, she stains everything black, but I wanted it to match with the coffee table as well as the aesthetic upstairs where, you know, this table is going to ultimately end up. So it just made sense to go ahead and stain it black. So again, I'm using Fair Stain, and it's True Black is the color. I always say Truest Black. It should be named that. I like that name, but it's called True Black. So you can get it from Lowe's. You can also get it from Home Depot as well. So I'm applying the stain with my stain brush and just getting right in those slats for that fluted table to make sure that everything gets covered. Bam! Alright, so to adhere the tabletop, we used Loctite all-purpose power grab, and it only takes about 24 hours for it to dry. So Matt went ahead and applied the product for me and put the tabletop on, making sure to measure it as well. So I went ahead and applied a acrylic coating on top of the table. I didn't want it to have a glossy finish, so I only put one coat on, but this is ultimately up to you of, you know, how you want your table to look once it's all done. So I went ahead and applied that 24 hours after the top had dried. so she's all done. She's beautiful. Yes, I call everything a she. Everything in my house is a she. So the table, it wasn't that difficult to do. I think the most difficult part was cutting all of the dowels, and then it was just time consuming because you have to glue each individual one on. So other than that, I think it was easy. And then sanding it, painting it, or not painting, excuse me, staining it wasn't really an issue as well. I didn't sand the top of the tabletop. Going back, you know, if I make another one, I would. It came already pre-finished, so I figured that they sanded it, but it could have used like one more once over. So if I make another one, I most certainly will do that. But as far as the table itself, I think it needed to incorporate some other shapes within this area. I think everything else is pretty much a lot of straight lines, like the arms on the table and then the coffee table as well. So I needed something to soften up the space, so I decided to do a round table rather than another square table. And then also because of this space over here being so large, I didn't want to do something where it was just a big hunk of wood per se. So I needed to have something that was beautiful and also added some visual contrast. So that's why I went with the round table and then did the fluted bottom. I most definitely will make another one. I just don't know where I would put it right now. I don't know, maybe I'll do something for our bedroom. I don't know. Or if I don't make another table like this, I most certainly will incorporate the fluted style within something else. So yeah, I most definitely will do it again.
Yeah, and tell them about the people that are asking about the light bulb in here.
Oh yeah, so we haven't put a light bulb in here yet still. But Matt's, I guess on Amazon they have it's a battery operated.
Yeah, like a smart bulb that works on batteries.
Yeah, and you can have a plug for it, excuse me, what is that thing called? A remote for it. Mm-hmm. So I'm still gonna get one. I just haven't had the time to order one on Amazon, so that will come. But as of right now, there's so much lighting within this space, I really don't need, or don't find the need to have to turn on the lamp. Because again, we do have our bookcase, and I can turn that light on too, and it's all within the space. Don't mind this, we have boxes everywhere, but just real life. And I always want to show on our channel, or try to show more, that our house is not always staged like a model all the time. Like, we live in it, and so it gets messy, it gets dirty, it's not always perfect, and it's okay for it not to be perfect because it's real life and real people live here. So, but coming over to my dining room space, I wanted to show you guys that. So we have our new beautiful light here. And let's go ahead and turn it on. Oops. I still don't know the light switch. I've been here over 6 months and I still don't know the light switches, but whatever. But I guess that kind of tells you I didn't turn on the other light because we didn't sit at it, because we were without a table for a while. If you guys remember, we had another type of table here. It was a gray table, and I gave it to my friend Tiffany. I didn't give, she paid me a little bit for it, but yes. So Tiffany took it, and her theme of her house is white and black, and no, not white and black, excuse me. It's gray and black is the theme of her house, so it just went better at her home. So yeah, my girl has that, and we went ahead and put in this light that we received, and I'm so grateful for this collaboration because I've been looking for a light, and when we got an email and we received, hey, do you guys want to work with us and do lighting, it just really worked with us. And it was kind of, we went back and forth because there were some styles that I didn't necessarily like, and then when I saw this one, I was like, this would be perfect. But sometimes when you buy stuff on Amazon or any website, you just don't know how it's going to come out. But when we got this, it was in a box, in a small box, and I'm like, I hope this is it'll work out. And so when Matt started to put it together, the assembly was so easy. All the instructions, it came on just one page. It wasn't like a booklet full of crap. It came out so well. The suspension bar here is adjustable, so it comes with additional rods. So depending on your space, you don't have to worry about, if you have taller ceilings than me, because mine are only 9 feet, it will work in your space as well. So we just kept those additional rods because I don't know, if I sell the house, I might want to take this one with me. So we kept those just in case in the future, like I said, if we took it with us, we can use it in another space if I had taller ceilings. Or for the new buyer, if I decide to keep it with them, which I will, then they can always lower it as well. If they wanted it to be more over the table or lower within the table space, they can do that. So also because of the light and it being so beautiful, so we're gonna go ahead and in the description box, we're gonna send a link or create a link for you guys so you can get your discount on your particular light. They have so many to choose from. It's called Parkflauner is the name of the company and the brand, should I say. And so they have so many different lights that you can choose from. So we will make sure that we include that information down below in the description box so you can get your discount on your next light as well. So with the table, we are still working on our seats. So we have just the 4 farmhouse chairs here. These are part of a collection with Target, the Threshold collection, and it's the Hardwick design is the backing of the chairs. So right now we only have 4 of them because with our other table 4 worked. But with this one it's 80 inches long, so technically we can get 3 on each side. So we need 2 more of those. And on the ends, we kind of want to do an upholstered look. So we're gonna get some upholstered chairs. I just don't know what styling. I kind of like the high back. I kind of like the ones that kind of curve and arch on the back. I don't know yet. So we're still working on that to see what we're gonna do. The floor, I decided I wanted to warm up this space. So we went with a rug. I picked this rug on Wayfair and Matt didn't know what it was gonna look like. I just kind of pulled the trigger and ordered it. And it's been sitting in wrapping for the last 3 weeks, and then we finally rolled it out and I absolutely love it. It has gray in it to match with our carpet as well. It also has my black theme and it's cream, so it kind of helps to brighten up the area and also create some coziness within this space. So I love it so much. Going back to the light bulbs require E12 light bulbs. With this particular light bulb, it has an LED lumen inside, but they're like, it's a thinner lumen. They were $15 for a pack of 3. They are a little bit expensive. But you can find other ones as well, but I went with these ones because I wanted the LED light to just be very, like an Edison bulb that are in our other lights, but also a little thinner rather than it taking up the full glass. So yeah, they're just supposed to be a thinner rod for the LED. But it looks so well. It's very, it's not intrusive in this space, but it also makes a presence. So I like that. And when you're walking in through the family room and you see this beautiful light, it's just gorgeous. And then also at night as well, I can just turn this light on. I don't necessarily have to turn the pendant lights on as well because it creates so much light. So I love it. With the table, this is not our final decor whatsoever. I just threw these in here because I'm gonna make another, well, let me show you. So before I say that, this tree here that's in this space, yes, I made that. So I am working on another project for our bedroom because we're gonna start that project in the next month. So I'm gonna make an olive tree. So I just threw those in there because the bag that they were in, they ripped. So they're just in there. I wanted to do something like cherry blossoms on the table, but Matt was like, it's pink, no. So they're just all thrown in there. So it's like a whole bunch of plants or leaves and stems that I've purchased to try to do something with, and they just have not made the cut. So I just threw them all in there just to have safekeeping. This basket here most definitely will stay on the table. I bought it from Kirkland's. It was $39.99. But I will do something else. So I don't know if I want a glass jar here or if I want a nice base and do like a tiered look. Still figuring that out. So all of this area is a work in progress. So yeah, so again, thank you guys so much for watching this week, This Georgia Clay. Again, we're almost at the 5,000 subscribers. We're gonna do another giveaway. I'm still figuring out the details of what type of giveaway we wanna do this time because 5,000 is a huge milestone. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, did you want to say anything about that, the 5,000 subscriber bid?
No, we appreciate everybody.
Yes, every single one of you. And the comments are so encouraging. They're amazing. And you know, when we get some comments sometimes that can be like negative, you guys come for them. So I don't even have to respond anymore. Like I look at the comments that you respond to someone else and we just let it, you know, we like your comment. We just let it be. So thank you guys so much for the positivity. We really love it. And it just encourages us to keep on going. I'm looking at the house. I wish I could show you everything because we have done some other projects as well and it looks so beautiful. I'm in love with my home. So thank you guys so much for tuning in this week to This Georgia Clay. Again, we appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. And we will see you next week at 8 o'clock. Bye guys.